Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US stocks for the 29th of July. And we're going to be covering Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Square and PayPal. So I've tried to tie most of them into this particular count with a wave 3 top in play here. So I know that this particular correction is corrective. The only sort of error that I think that I could be making is that this wave 3 could be 1 degree smaller than this minor degree, so the next degree smaller. If this is wave 4 here, then the 38.2% retracement level comes down at this level here. So we would need to see further weakness come into play here on this. Let's just go to the 4-hour chart. And I think we'll work with the 4-hour charts through all of these. We've got a few to get through, so I'll keep it quite simple. So as you can see here, it's very clear that we've got an A and a B and a C correction here. The thing is that we could actually have the A, the B and the C here for wave 4 already completed. The market has moved up to its 61.8% here. We'd still need to see another little high here. Let's just... I'm just thinking that what's the possibility of just going straight up like that? Well, first of all, we would need to see an impulse wave in this little section here. So I'm just going to have a look at the tick chart here for a moment. So we're at that 61.8% here. I'm just assuming we've got 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here for wave 1 and 2 here. And then it's quite clear that we've got 1 and 2 here and nice strong third wave with a gap in it here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So really this counts quite nicely as an A wave, a B wave and 5 waves for the C wave here. Yes, it's possible that this can be the top of wave 3 here. We've got an A and a B and a C here for wave 4 and then pushing up here again. So if that's the case, I'll just straighten this up onto the 80 here. This is all of group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80. So this market can just continue down from here because it's got 3 waves to the upside. But if we get another little move up through here, and then we have an ABC, that's going to give us 5 waves up of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now, if this moves down too far, then too far to overlap wave 1 here, then that will help confirm that this is an A and a B and a C wave here. So if you see the market down here somewhere below the 370, then you know that the probability of taking this low out is certainly on the cards at that stage. And that means that we would need to look at the current wave 4 here. This is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree over here. So that, let me just get that back in there. So this is where we can come to. The wave 4 38.2% retracement level is actually a bit lower than that. But anyway, around the 350 here we could look at. That's a little bit high. If we went like wave 1 here and ABC for wave 2 here, and then down for wave 3, this is pulled back up, you know, more than 50%. So it's not likely to be wave 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it may be something a little bit more complicated here. So I'm just going to move this, not the rectangle, I want to move the little green line there, the segment. So I just want to move that, I'll just move it out of the way. But if we get here, we'll just go over this here, because this will also apply to other stocks that we're looking at as well. So in this case, we'll check some of the others, but in this case, we need that 5 wave structure there, and then we can look at this here to go long on here for this, okay? And if we get 5 waves here, then obviously we're going to get wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 here, and then we're going to get a larger correction here, because this will be the arrival, the reaction, and the first high above the level. So you know how that all works. So this is how it works here: the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC correction from that point. So that's something that would be looking at there for this. So yes, it can push up from this point. If it pulls back down here further, then I'll try and reassess this in a different way. But Yeah, look, it could, this wave 4 could be completed here, so we just need to be a little bit mindful of that. But I don't have any evidence because I don't have 5 waves up here. So we're left in limbo land a little bit. The thing with corrections, if we allow them to mature properly, then we can, you know, towards the end of them, we just keep studying them. And then when they get to their sort of in their last stages, they become a bit obvious at that point, you know, almost like hindsight. So, but in their first leg down, I mean, this could turn into a triangle, like an ABC here for this, and then an A and a B and a C wave up here for this, you know, and turn into a triangle pattern here where we've got an A, B, C, D, E here. So, or it could be a flat or an expanded flat. The wave force get complicated, so we'll just bear that in mind. We just really want to chill this week on all of this. So Facebook is pretty much the same as well. So let's have a look at Facebook on the 4-hour chart. So with Facebook here, just on the 4-hour chart, I've got wave 3 up here with wave 5, sorry, 4, 5 and 3 here. But at the same time, I'm just mindful that that we could also include this up here as wave 1 here, and then coming back for wave 2 here, and then moving off. But any further down than this box, the lower end of this box here, or say a breach of the 220 here, and then it's likely that we've got wave 4 here. So I don't particularly want to move here on this just yet. If the market pushed up strong, you could go long above this high here for that. You could probably get a better entry than that. This little leg here, we don't need to go into the tick chart. I can see it here. We've got 1 and 2, nice strong third wave here, fourth wave and fifth wave. So it could be an A and a B and a C wave to here, and then move up from that point. So we just need to see if it's going to do that or continue to drift down here lower into this space here. It will be a bit rocky within this space here too if it moves down into wave 4, because it will need to develop other types of corrective patterns here. So yeah, look, the markets are pulling back. Let's just allow them to do that. Okay, if there's any sign to the upside, well, then we'll move with that. Okay, Amazon I've got, which is just out of step by one wave compared to the others. So I've got Amazon here, I've got it as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5 here for this wave. Unless I count this here as 1 and 2, this here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1 here in orange, and wave 2 here, and then look at all of this as the third wave here, then I could have this wave 3 sitting over here. I'm not too sure about that at the moment. As it stands at the moment, let me just check on a few things. Let me just check here to start with. So roughly in here, that would leave the 38.2% from that move there. So you know, if that was an orange wave 2 here, then that would be an orange wave 4 here actually completed here. If I've got it from down there further, which we'll just have a look at here as well. So down yonder here, up here, that would leave us down at 2.8 here for this. So once again, we won't do anything here today with this. We're just observing the situation. So, but yeah, I mean, it looks corrective here and completed here in terms of an A wave, and then a B wave, and then a C wave here. This is too high for wave 4 here, so it's got to be part of something else. So it certainly could be that we've got wave 1 here, going back for wave 2, 3, 4 and 5 coming in this pattern through here as well. So I just need to see more of this, you know. If you're going to go long, then just go long above the last high. I mean, it's good to know if you're wrong. I mean, it's not such a big deal being wrong. As long as you're doing all the right things, it's okay to be wrong or right. We just really want to make money. So we can go long above this high here, okay? So we're not going to sort of miss anything on the upside. I mean, after all, this is a bullish trend. We're still in the trend channel. Wave fours tend to break the trend channel, so that's what we can kind of expect and would expect here if we've got that, if that is the wave three there. So yeah, still got to kind of figure this out a little bit. But the good news is like I mentioned earlier this week, is that a lot of these corrections are happening across like quite nice large numbers. So that means that they're going to be sticking there for a while. It means they're going to be corrective. And if we just allow them to unfold and mature, then we'll find our way in when they're ready. If we get involved in them too soon, you'll lose money. You'll get chopped up. Okay, so the two banks basically that I want to follow, which is Square and PayPal. So here's Square. There is another bank too that will be on my 130 list, which will be an Indian bank. So that will come in at some point. But you know, when you compare, you know, these move, you know, I mean, as a sort of disruptive stocks in the banking sector, from the March lows here, you know, you look at all the big banks and they're all hovering around here somewhere still. Do you know? So they're just not really in the race, as far as I'm concerned. So Square and PayPal are really the movers and the shakers. You know, they're the ones that are collecting all the retail clients now. You know, with Square here and their cash app, you know, just being able to send money directly to another person with no fuss whatsoever. I mean, how good's that? So anyway, Square and PayPal, they're the ones that we're going to really focus in on. I'm sure that the other banks will pick up and, you know, move, eventually follow along and things, but they're not going to take us into the future with new technology and market share, just not in the race. So in this instance here, for this market here, if we're calling this wave 3 up here, then we'll take wave 2 here, and that brings us back down to the 100. So that would be really quite nice to come back here, I must say. So that would give us here, I don't know if this is correct, but wave 1 and 2 here, because we know that there's move up in the NASDAQ, and also we just looked at another tick chart just a minute ago with Apple or Facebook, that move up there was also corrective as well. So we could probably look at this as wave 1 here, and that as wave 2 here, and that would give us wave 3, 4 and 5 here and bring us down into this area here. So we'll get a nice bounce off the 38.2% retracement level. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but it certainly is looking good. But if we had to go long here, then we can certainly do that just simply above the last high, because that would take us in the right direction. But the thing about that is, let me just straighten this up here. The thing about this move up through here too, that's also in 3 waves. It's very clear that it's in 3 waves here. So really we should be going for the short here on this one here. But I'll put that up there because for whatever reasons, if it moves up, well then it moves up from that point. I'll just go to the 4-hour chart here and check that out. So let's just put this on as a trade here. Now I also want you to know too that I am working to get the there's 2 things. We've got a trades page which is really designed for CFDs. Something went wrong with it, and I got the developers working on it. They're having a bit of trouble with it, but we're sort of getting there with it. And the portfolio one that that I'm installing as well is that, well, first of all, I'm building a new site in WordPress, and I haven't used WordPress before, and I've got the new portfolio working on the new TradingLounge site, but we're not ready to shift over there just yet. So then I've wanted to also put that software on the current TradingLounge website, which is a .NET Nuke, a DNN site, but I have to do some development on the code to get it to function properly. So I didn't think I was going to run into that problem. So I'm trying to resolve that. So I'm a step behind the situation. So, but that's okay. I'll just keep doing the best I can. It's a bit tricky being a one-man band and trying to do many things at once, but just to let you know, I'll keep you updated with my successes and failures. So yeah, well, let's just assume for a moment that this is the a 3 waves to the upside. That means that we could probably look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and 3 coming down here, wave 4 bouncing off the old low, and then down for wave 5 here, and then purchasing at this point here for that. At the same time, if this top goes out here, I don't think we will, because I mean this really looks like, you know, an A and a B and then 5 waves up here for the C wave here, so a B wave. So technically we should be taking out this bottom here. You should be able to get a better position in here too, you know, if you wanted to. If the 120 became the retested resistance, you can go from there. You could short right here and keep a really close stop, and buy more contracts to short, but keep a really tight stop on that. But you'd have to keep the stop just above here for that, because that cannot be breached at that point there. Okay, so if you want to be greedy and get in, then you just need to keep the stop right quite close at that point, but not on that high. You've got to be just above the high there. So normally when we're shorting, we'll have the numbers, the last number as a 7 and or 4. So 127 or 124. We're not ready to move into 124 yet, so the stop would need to be at 127. And then even when you're at 127, if you can make it 127.27, do you know? So you don't want to put it at that whole number of 27. You want to be, you certainly want to be above the 127.10, because 1 is the strongest number, so 10 is going to be strong. So you need to be above 10. So you want to be at 4, so 14 or 17 or 24 or 27, those sorts of numbers on the short side. Okay, don't put stops at big numbers, because you will get stopped out. You're attracting them, you know. Yeah, you've got to be outside. You've got to be outside the box. Okay, enough waffling on here. So PayPal's the next one, and that's pretty close to this market as well. So I've just updated the daily and the so once again, this is in line with Square, isn't it? I mean, it's the same thing, where all the other banks are down here somewhere. You know, there may be other banks that are further up and so on and so on, but these guys are like sort of on the money. So also here as well, let's just take a look here at this here. So this could pull all the way back down into this level here for this. So we could also be looking here at the A wave, the B wave here, and then down for 1 here. Looking for 5 waves down here. Doesn't want to go down, I can see that. It really wants to go up there. I'll just check. I probably updated the hourly chart. Yeah, I'm still a little bit short. I can't get all the... it's just a bit annoying with this particular platform. Sometimes it doesn't allow you to bring in all the data that's there, and it's not. So I'm just sort of, I've had to sort of do a bit of a guessing game through here. But I mean, this looks like 5 waves up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So this may be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then dropping. I'm not quite sure here. And also too, you know, I've got this number 3 up here. I really want it sitting over here for this. Let's just leave this one little bit. This is the first time we're showing it. Let's just stay here on this for a little while. But if it's this wave 4 here, then we're going to be pulling back lower at this point. Yeah, a bit tricky. I've still got to get my head around this one. But anyway, it's the first time we've shown this. But the takeaway here is that it's in a correction at the moment, and it's in line with Square, and it is a powerful stock. And we want to basically get into this once it pulls back into this area here, mainly for a trade, because what we want for the portfolio trades, as you know, I'll just keep going over it again for a while, is we want this wave 1 top to be in place, okay, and then we're looking for this wave 2 to come into play here. So really, if all this is sort of accurate, we still want this to come up through here, then we want this ABC pattern here, and then we go up from this point here. So this is the one that we make the money on. We can do trading through this and through here, but this is where the building of the portfolio will really play into the next year. This trend will go for, because if this is wave 1 here and it started off in March and it's going to finish sort of later in the year here, this wave 3 is going to be longer and stronger than this wave 1 here. So this is going to be our opportunity coming into play. So anyway, we'll know that when we see that wave 2, that's for sure. And it'll also be a little bit tricky as well, because it'll all be doom and gloom at this point here, so it'll be very difficult emotionally for people to go in and purchase, except for you know, bigger hedge funds, when they know that 20% dip is where they start to, you know, buy back in, so to speak. But yeah, anyway, that's where we are. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.